always such a classic, enduring part of fantasy and dark fantasy because we have so many cool dark creatures. And we have another super rare one for you today. If you guys are new, do subscribe. Check out our spooky playlist, including the Lord of the Rings one, which will be linked below, with more spooky, dark Lord of the Rings collectibles. We have Witch King things, and Gollum, and Smaug, and all kinds of other cool stuff. But right now, we present a very rare, cool Balrog action figure that we can't even find. So we got an awesome price. We got this for $12 on eBay, and we can't even find it to like tell you more about it online, except it was made by Tolkien Enterprises, like for J.R. Tolkien, and it was in 1999 that it came out. And look how beautiful this Balrog is. If I wasn't already married.
Ah, that's appropriate taste. His mouth is so happy, opened.
Fiery.
Yes. There's fire where his hair would go, like if he were humanoid, and...
But he isn't.
He isn't. He's so much more.
So much more. His face at the top of the nose and whatnot kind of reminds me of a little bit of a dragon. And I think he's like a 6-inch, I would say. 5 to 6.
Yes.
Because he's kind of hunched over, so it depends on how you look at it. And obviously a vinyl. And Gomez said, that's my husband, the other person talking in this video, if you guys are new, that he saw other Balrog figures he didn't like, which I didn't know that when I saw this one. I was actually looking for something else. I can't remember what, and I saw this and went, ooh, I bet he would like that. And I sent it to him, and it turns out that I got really lucky because he said he saw other ones that he didn't like. Didn't you say they looked almost mechanical or something?
Yeah, they had all kinds of protuberances that might have represented their weapons, the whip of fire, or something else, but it didn't look like natural enough. It looked something that would not be Tolkien style because the whole work was about natural elements, I thought. So this one seems like he is naturally constructed, made out of fire, a spirit and flesh together melded the way Tolkien would have intended him, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of times the movies movify things and change them. Like Smaug did not fit exactly his book description. Excuse me, some things like that. So it's nice to see when we find something that's more fitting and accurate. And I think the cartoons actually sometimes were more accurate than the movies later.
Yes. And I like how all of his body is developed so well, like looks realistic at the elbows. The behind has a nice tail protruding from it, as is appropriate from a demon, and there are even cloven hooves. So he is a beautiful fire demon, the way he's supposed to be, because Balrogs were corrupted Maiar, which was an angelic being that was twisted against its angelic nature, basically like a fallen angel when you think about it. So the contrast between him and Gandalf was very interesting and appropriate because both of them served fire on different sides of it. And again, he is like shown the way I see him being a fire being made flesh, really well developed in every part of the body. The haunches are strong, claws, everything I would expect from a demon and everything I would expect from a Balrog.
And now let's check his posability. The legs, the knees do not move, but the hips are jointed, so they move a little just up and down. So if you wanted him to step more forward or just have them evenly, his feet, or if you wanted one to go up like he's kicking, but he won't stand. So sometimes I don't know the point of posing when it doesn't really work practically. The arms are the same. The shoulder joint just goes up and down. It doesn't really have rotation. It's kind of stiff. I'm not sure if it's just because it never had that much or because it's from 99 and nobody was moving it around. Now his wrist has left to right rotation. Beautiful claws. And this other wrist that's in a fist also has left to right rotation. And his head does not. And his tail looks like it wants to wiggle, but it doesn't really wiggle that much. But if you want it to slightly wiggle like he's doing the Balrog flame dance, he can do that for you. And his waist does not move. So he's not got tons of articulation, but he's beautiful and doesn't really need it. He also came with a sword. Here it is.
It's so ornate. It has that folded structure that is common in epic fantasy as a trope, and it is done really well here. You can see that the blacksmith would have been a master of his craft. I think it might be a type of a sigil, sort of like almost like the infinity for magic or something like that. So, and other sigils. Oh, there are even runes in here. How nice.
Are they accurate?
Some of them are. It's a mixture of older Furthark, the Nordic runes, and the Anglo-Saxon younger Furthark.
That's interesting. They were probably trying to make it look elvish, like the elven runes or something.
Yes, exactly.
Which runes are on it?
There is Hail, there is for Orak, a bison that was extinct, and then there is an Anglo-Saxon rune that I think looks like Ak, but I'm not positively sure, and one that was a tree in reverse. So those runes could have negative connotations in some sense. So Tolkien, being the person who translated Beowulf into modern English, would know about such things.
So since he is a Balrog on the forces of darkness, it makes sense that he has negative runes on his sword.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you agree with those runes for what he would be using them for?
Yes, it's really nicely done for corruption, to represent the powers of corruption.
That's really cool. It's nice to see them accurate. I asked him if the runes were real, because we'll watch some TV shows or whatever, they'll be showing runes, and he's like, they kind of look like they're supposed to be runish, but they're not real, and I'll be always like, why can't they just take a little bit of effort and put the real ones in there? Gomez reads the runes, so he knows all of those old letters. So that is our lovely Balrog, hanging out with the tree guy. I recently got this in a witchy haul we recently did, like, tree guy covered in mushrooms, and I was like, we have to put the tree guy. He's not an ent, but he's really cool. So he has to hang out with the tree guy in here. They look cool. They could be friends. As long as the Balrog doesn't set the tree guy on fire. Because it's so easy to set trees on fire with fire. So they gotta be careful. It's tentative friendship. So we thought you guys would enjoy seeing, especially if you're into Lord of the Rings and collectibles, this more rare Balrog, and it's actually our favorite Balrog because he looks the most authentic and cool. And to me, even if you don't even know Lord of the Rings, he just looks like a cool figure, like cool fire demon figure, cool thing. So I always like, sometimes I'll get figures from things I don't even know what it is, and that's why I really like shopping in person over online amidst Toys R Us, because you don't even have to know what it is, and you just, that really looks cool, and that inspires me, and I want this. I don't even know where it's from, but I want it, and then you'll get it, and sometimes it'll turn you onto something new, and sometimes I don't really care about whatever the thing is from, but I really like it, like, whatever. Like, I love the Mer King guy in Little Mermaid, but I don't really care about Little Mermaid, like, as a Disney show. I'm just not really into Disney shows. But I always like the villains, and the Mer King looks cool, even though he wasn't a villain. He just looks cool. So I got him once at a flea market, and I went, he's from Little Mermaid? Wow, how cool. You don't expect cool figures to be from there. But anyway, mild digression just to say, even if someone isn't into Lord of the Rings and you like cool, spooky figures, he's good. And we hope you enjoyed, and until next time,
stay precious, my friends.